everybody, today on aviationwiz.com I'm going to try to tell you my plan and how I'm going to get my commercial license, blame that is later, on $50,000. So to start with, I think the most important thing for all the parents watching this would be to explain the financials. And also I should mention, if you're a kid watching this, show this to your parent, and if you're the parent watching this, show this to the kid. So moving right back on track, so to start with, the reason why the commercial is so valuable is because you can basically, in most of aviation, you need to pay in order to fly. When you get a commercial, you can still be the one getting paid whenever you fly, which is much more convenient and much more better. Of course, it's not that much, but it's better than paying them, so, you know, you're up dollars instead of down some, even if you're not up that much. Of course, even though you don't get paid that much, the commercial is very, very valuable, and you should definitely consider it. So the plan is to get through on $57. The commercial has the value of a good, well-earned college degree. And keep in mind you get it out of high school. So, yeah, getting really reasonable with that. So, in terms of financials, I said $57. For the parents, that's about, you know, a cheap Mercedes. So, I wouldn't actually say that much of a cost. And of course, keep in mind, this cost is for 12 to 18. So you have to pay $57 in 6 years. So you're a little under $10,000 each year. So, I mean, it could be way worse, especially when you compare it to going to college, doing no training before it, and by college I mean aviation college like ATP, which is ironically another acronym for something else, or Embry-Riddle, which costs you $400,000. So, yeah, you're missing out on a cheap one series, and you know, you could be missing out on literally anything you own. So, yeah. Of course, it could be cheaper, but not by that much. So, you know, kind of doesn't affect it that much in the end. So, to start with, the plan's going to start as, well, 12 to 14. You're going to want to get your solo glider certificate, permit. Because one thing about the solo glider permit is that it's a permit instead of a certificate. The difference is, the certificate can never go away. Its expiration date is your expiration date. So whoever holds it, the expiration date is whenever they die, so you know. Yeah, it's a very long time to say the least. And it will be about as useful until your expiration date, so. As for the permit though, its expiration date is 5 years. Of course, this won't really affect the plan too much because we're only going to mostly need it for 2 of the years. So all in all, it doesn't really affect that much, just, you know, nothing. So anyway, so after you get your solo glider permit, so after you get that, you're gonna, so of course when you're up to 14, you're not gonna get it that easy, but you don't have to do studying because they have a written portion, I mean. But anyways, you have to, you know, like your standard math test, except you have charts, being able to read some type of weather scene, charts, learning about, you know, weight, balance off that, charts, you know, charts, that's 90% of it, seriously. Anyway, so, there's also where you actually do it, where an FAA inspector, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, acronyms, lots and lots of acronyms. So FAA stands for Federal Aviation Administration, so a FAA inspector will be watching you glide, and hopefully you don't crash while you're doing it so that you don't fail. So anyway, so finally you got your solo glider permit, and then you finally are on your way to getting your PIC. Or I guess, being more like you have the ability to get your PIC in this case. PIC stands for Pilot in Command. Big surprise, it's an acronym. So, Pilot in Command is important because when you're flying, you get a flight hour. Very simple, an hour that you were flying. Okay, so why would it even better if you're in the flight hour? Well, a flight hour is important because you need 250 of these to get your commercial license and 1,500 to get your ATC, P. Yep, another acronym, airline transport pilot. You know, the pilots flying for the big airline companies make about, at best, $300,000. You know, not that good, but just very good. So anyways, the 1,500 is much less important because normally you get off your commercial, and you know, with your commercial you're getting paid instead of paying, so it's much more not as important as the 250. Anyways, So the plan is get 250 glider hours. And by 250, I actually mean 170 because you're gonna need about 80 hours for other stuff, so you know. Anyways, back on track again. So you got your solo glider permit. I still want to say certificate. So anyways, you got your solo glider permits. Finally got it right. So you got your solo glider permit, and what's that? When you're 14 and 16, you do gliding. That's gonna be most of it. But I'm going to be doing my drone certificate. No, I mean drone license, sorry. Finally got used to permit, and now I don't need it anymore. So the drone license is the reason why it's not necessary at all. None of it is needed for your commercial license. But here's the thing about your drone license. I mean, no, not license. Certificate. This was actually a certificate for once. Anyway, so your drone certificate, the thing about it is, remember that written test you had to do before on the glider certificate? Yeah, well, 90% of it is the same. And the reason why is because that 90% was the word I said 90% of the time when listing the test, charts. Charts, and finally, a little bit of something else, and charts. So yeah, it's basically about the same test. So you know, pay 150, take the test. You now have the right to fly your drone in Class C airspace. Yay! Everybody's actually pretty happy after that. 17 to 18, you know, you have to get some of the harder certificates to say the least. So you have your private, your instrument, and multi-engine. Luckily, multi-engine is not that much of a nightmare, so you can cross that off. And private pilot isn't actually that bad, just, you know, takes a lot of practice. There we go. We have the IFR, and this is an acronym. Again, IFR stands for Instrument Flight Ratings. I mean, conditions. I can never remember, to be honest. Anyway, so your IFR is the duty, to say the least. That's going to take a lot of effort, but it is required for your commercial, so just get through it. Finally, you're 18, you have 250 hours, you have your multi-engine, your glider permit, because it hasn't expired at this point, which is not needed at all. You have your not need a drone license, but you got it anyways. IFR, multi-engine. Finally ready, you get your commercial license, you go to a regional airline, you know, the smaller airlines. You work through that, you're able to get 1,250 more hours, and then you get your ATP, airline transfer pilot, and then now you're on to the big bucks. So congratulations, you finally finished the video, and later on you finally finished your airline career mostly. ATP is going to be more the same, so pretty much done there. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will have more videos, you know, covering stuff in more detail, but this was just a basic rundown. So I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.